And we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? We finally got the interview that we've been waiting for a minute. My man,
Well,
I'm on it is in the building. What it do, Brody?
Hello, guys.
How you feeling?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
So
I'm doing good. I
modest.
was just mentioning to Jezabel that I just got back from Vegas from my bachelor party last night. So I'm trying to get myself back again.
Hell yeah! Tell me about the bachelor party. How was Vegas? Well, don't tell me about the bachelor party, but tell me how
Man.
was Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. It was fun. It was a blast. At the hotel. Fun. Great late nights. It was a lot of it's a little bit of a blur, but Vegas was awesome.
Well, congratulations on the soon to be wedding. When is the wedding?
Thank you. It's November 7th, so about a month from now.
Nice. So you got the bachelor party out the way, so you ain't got no excuse to stroll in there late.
Exactly.
And
right?
hungover.
Yeah. We actually met some people that were doing theirs just a few days before, and I was like, "Whew!" I was like, "You guys are cutting it close."
See, I never had a bachelor party. When I got married, I didn't really have any friends. I wasn't as popular as I am now.
I do not believe that.
Yeah,
I have a hard time believing that myself.
Have you already picked like the best man and everything like that? How was that? Was that easy pick?
Yeah. No, I've had the same group of friends around me since I was like freshman in high school. So it's the same dudes that I've been pretty much hanging with for like the last 15 years. So we've all been close for a long time. So yeah, those were the five that were with me. Those were four of them, and then my brother too. So
okay. So now, wait, you from Baltimore or up in the Baltimore area?
Area. So like right outside of Baltimore, basically go 2 miles from the house. It's like more line. I'm like Glen Burnie.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You hit like the Baltimore line.
Yeah, I know exactly Glen Burnie. So tell us I'm on it. Tell us how did you come up with the name? Like what was the style? What was the motivation? All that.
I just always like my friends always I guess it came from the fact like I was always working on like a new project constantly. Like I was always on something. Like I was always like kept like my friends would always laugh. They'd be like, "Yo, you just told us that you had this song you're gonna drop, and then now you have another." It was just constantly just like a wheel, just like kept going.
Right.
So I felt like I was always working on something. Like I have like 5 or 6 beats at a time. Like put time I was doing this one and that one. So just always on it, just always working, just always and hopefully if it's a that I'm on it. So.
Yeah, it's a little latency.
Oh,
it was lagging a little bit.
I can try moving to a different room closer to my router if that might help you guys out a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. Like you already know, whatever's perfect. Have you comfortable? We're comfortable. We're gonna thug it out. I pretty much made out what you were saying. You just like always working on different projects at a time. Every time your friends pull up on you. So like, are you working out of a studio in your home, or do you have a studio you go to?
Yeah, I built a makeshift studio in my home to try to save some of the cost. I mean, it's just, it definitely is an upfront cost that you have to foot out. But I feel like if you have like $2K, like $2,500 that you like have saved up, and you can throw it towards like a decent laptop, interface, microphone, it just saves you a lot of that back end time and money. Where like as an artist, I think it's a really big convenience to be able to just, if I want to record it. One in the afternoon or 1 in the morning, I can still do it. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah. Now, like my first, so when I had built the studio, I first started rapping in 2006, and I built the studio in my house because I was on house arrest. For those 6 months, those 6 months I had to stay busy. You know what I'm saying? I built the studio. Before I knew it, I was dropping so many mixtapes. I was just downloading beats and dropping mixtapes. So, like, when you mix, who taught you how to? Are you self-taught with mixing, or you work with a engineer, or producer?
Well, basically, I have my buddy Aaron, who's up in Connecticut, who mixes and masters all my stuff for me.
Shout out Aaron.
But I actually do most of the vocal engineering on my own. So I was self-taught for that. So
nice.
so I started off in GarageBand, I want to say January, February of last year. And then, because I've only been at it for about a little over a year and a half now.
I like how you said that. I've only been at it.
Yeah.
I was literally about to ask you how long you've been doing music now. So you just started over a year ago?
Mm-hmm. Yep, just a year and a half ago. I was
before pandemic or
hold
during.
on, wait. Am I hearing this right? You said you just started about a year ago, a year and a half ago?
like a year and a half ago. Yep, I just started.
Oh,
before the pandemic or during the pandemic?
It was literally just after COVID hit. So my friends talked me into actually putting my stuff on beats back in, like I said, January, February, and then the pandemic started to hit around March, April, I want to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just right before COVID, like literally.
Wow. So how many shows have you done?
Do anything last shows? All my shows the second half of this year. The first year was me getting comfortable, kind of figuring my craft and what I was good at, and like developing my sound and learning how to like engineer all that stuff, and finding other people to work with that could help me out. So really, it's just I started doing shows the second half of this year. So it was probably June I did my first show. Probably done 6-7 shows since July of this year. I want to say about that. Maybe closer to 10.
When was that show you walked away the grand prize winner? Which show? When was that? I want to say what was that?
In
August.
Yeah.
August 6th.
Yep.
Yes. Sir. So let's just fast forward there then. I mean, you're new. You're just starting, and you already walk in taking the prize. Like, I know that had to be something.
Yeah, great stage present.
It honestly did. I
ain't gonna lie.
Thank you. That.
I'm not gonna lie. I knew you was gonna win off when the crowd was, and we were all in the back at the bar rapping your song.
Who that?
Like literally, I was like, all right, well, that's the winner right there, you know. And it was like, how do you know? I said, hello, a bunch of drunk people are singing this song. So how'd you come up with that song? Who that?
I felt like when I started making music and putting it out there, like a lot of people that had never thought that I was doing music or would ever do music were like, who's that guy? Like, who is, like, why? Like, who is, like, basically, like, everybody, like, even friends from people from high school, college that I never talked to, they like started, like, hit me up and they were like, yo, like, we definitely fuck with what you're doing. Like, keep doing what you're doing. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, all right. I was like, and that's what everybody started asking. And then we would go to shows. I just felt like people were always like they would come up to me after, and obviously like mutual respect and love, and just asking me like who I am, where I'm from, like what I'm about, what I'm trying to do. So that was kind of the inspiration for that song.
So like your style is legit. I ain't gonna hold you. Your style is legit. It's like you don't. If I wanted to start putting people in the category, I could place you with like known popular artists and be able to tell somebody, yeah, he reminds me of him, or, you know what I'm saying, him and that. Like, who is the person that you kind of like muse of?
Believe it or not, I actually like a lot of more like the underground artists. Like I like Hobson, I like Jaron Benton, I like Locksmith. I like a lot of those real lyrical guys. But I mean,
I could tell. We could tell.
Yeah, thank you. There's obviously other mainstream artists that I respect and like as well. But yeah, those would definitely be some of my favorites. They're always in the playlist that I try to mirror, you know, not copy, but, you know, just take some of the little things that they do well and try to, you know, incorporate that into my own stuff.
So what is your what's your process? Like, do you do more punch in freestyle, or are you like a writer?
Oh no, I was laughing one day because Drake was actually talking about that. I remember when he was talking about something where he was in the studio with Wayne and somebody, and I guess Wayne never really writes. He's saying Wayne just freestyles it out, and Drake said that he has to write everything. I'm the exact same way. Like I have to write it before I get there.
Yeah.
Who Dat was actually, believe it or not, that was a freestyle chorus. That was one of the only choruses that I freestyled. So maybe I should do a little bit more freestyle. But
yeah, I could definitely hear, like, I ain't gonna hold you, like, you can hear that you got lyrical skills, like, you're on point, like,
thank you.
That's why I asked you, like, who are some of your muses, because a lot of people, when they first start rapping, it's that fear of being too lyrical and not enough commercial.
Yeah.
Right? They don't hit that. And that's what be making me so mad. That's why it's so funny when you say you only been doing it a year. You already got down the idea of mixing lyrical with commercial.
Yeah.
You know, so like with pushing your singles, you already dropped music and released music, but pushing your singles and things like that. Let me ask you an interesting question though. Like I gotta ask you, what did you do with your winnings off the first win?
Oh, the first winning.
Yeah, what did you do with those? What is
basically just saved it because I put so much money into my music. I was trying to like pay myself back some of that. Basically,
I'm on record. I don't know if you caught the show after your second show up there, which was like last month or whatever.
Yeah, it was September. Yeah, mid-September.
Yeah, I'm on record saying that you definitely won that show too. I don't think they wanted you to come up there and win 2 in a row.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean,
did you feel that? Did you feel that?
I mean, I felt that I did really, really well, and it could have been a toss up at the end. But the other artist, he had great stage presence. I mean, when he went a cappella with a song and he didn't let that like bother him, I was like, all right, I don't mind losing to him. You know what I mean? That's just.
Do you feel a little weird though losing to a resilience award in a music showcase where you clearly had the better song?
I'm not.
Come on, we all here. We rolling with success, bro. We rolling with success. Tell them. Like, I was on air. I was on air that Monday afterwards. Like, how did my man get a Resilient Award for not being prepared? And he did great. I mean, the Wolf of Wall Street thing was tight.
When he started that, I was like, this is my stuff.
Yeah, the Wolf of Wall. When he did the Wolf of Wall Street, I was like, oh, we're here for one right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I still felt like. The dead giveaway was like, you know, we do have a 4th place prize though. I was like, oh shit, here we go. They did it. I said I knew what happened. I came on the show. I said they didn't want I wanted to come up that joint and win all that bread on these people. Not 2 times in a row. You've been the hometown hero.
Obviously, I definitely wanted to win, and my goal was always first. But I mean, like I said, my main ultimate job is I want to come up there, no matter whether I win or lose, as long as people know that I'm giving everything I got. Like the placing doesn't even matter to me. Like as long as I'm giving up like 100% on the stage, I'm pretty happy with it.
So I don't think people are really paying attention to the fact that you're on a tour right now. I've seen you're doing like a show like every other week, seemed like, or every week seemingly.
Yeah. Trying to get out there as much as I can, just because I noticed that, especially from the first, the second one I did in Jersey.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, just the connections you make through all the people you meet. I mean, that's been one of the most beneficial things that I've done thus far by far.
Yeah.
So yeah, been just bouncing around a lot. I'm hooking up with some local producers in Baltimore. One of his name is Prophet. He's been hooking up with some shows. He's been a really, really cool guy. Great energy and vibes from him. I'm actually doing a show with him at the end of October here in Sparrows Point on 10/23. So that'll be cool. Actually getting to do a little bit of a bigger set, getting to do like 3 or 4 songs. So it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
Nice. Soon they should start paying you. How many people you got coming out to shows with you now? Who's that got to be with you all the time?
Oh, that's my buddy Drew. He's the one always bouncing in the crowd.
Drew keeps that shit lit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like he's like on the floor, like he makes us have to go in. But nah, listen, everything you're doing, you definitely got to keep doing it. Are you working on any projects though?
Yes, I'm actually I hooked up with a bunch of people last time we were in Jersey. So Ambitious. Actually, I sent him a verse for a song that hopefully he'll be putting out soon.
Nice.
There's a Spoonie from Philly.
Shout out Spoonie.
Yes.
Yeah. Linked up with him. I sent him over a song that I was working on that I thought he would like. So I asked him if he wanted to drop a verse on that. Nice. So something coming out with him. I've got a couple singles of my own coming out shortly. And I've actually got another song with my buddy from Connecticut who engineers all my stuff. He's gonna hop on a song with me too. So got a bunch of different faces coming on some stuff really soon within like the next week or 2.
Now, what's the project that you have out and how is that doing?
I've been doing more. I did my first year. I did an album and a bunch of like little singles. And this last year, I haven't really had like one inclusive project. It's been more like singles and like smaller EPs and stuff, just to kind of always stay in people's faces.
Correct.
I know some people like to have a long catalog, like a full storybook they can run through front to back. But, I kind of just noticed that it's been more beneficial for me just to pop out like a couple songs here, a couple like every other week, like just drop like a couple songs and just keep it rolling. So this last year, I don't want to say it's quite this many, but I've probably almost done like a song every week.
Okay.
Or close to a song every single week.
Yeah, look, the goal is 54 songs a year for me. I try to at least do 50 songs or 54 songs a year.
Yeah, so. That's awesome. That's a solid number to get out. It's a big number.
Yeah, when you on that path, if you do what is it like 50 something weeks in a year or something, ain't it how people used to count the paychecks? Like you get 52 paychecks and stuff like that.
52 weeks. So yeah, close.
Yeah,
close,
like I don't know math.
So a song a week is what you're saying for the year is ideal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a song a week is ideal.
Okay.
A song a week is ideal. So, like, what are some things that you need when you're in the studio? Like some must-haves when ImOnIt is in the studio.
Must-haves in the studio. I'm trying. What do I always have in here with me? I mean, I'm usually sipping on something. I usually have something to just loosen me up. My mouth and my brain tend to work better when I'm a little looser. Helps me spit faster. And not
like
Hennessy. I'm more like a vodka guy, so it's more like vodka.
Okay.
Vodka, cranberry or vodka Sprite or something like that. Something pretty basic.
Yeah, I can't drink Hennessy in the club in the studio either, young. Like I end up rapping stuff that's all street related. Like I end up turning into this gangster. Like I turn into this gangster that has to get it out. Like I have to rap this verse really fast. I'm like, let's go, let's do it, whatever. That's usually what I end up cursing.
I have a question. So what is your ultimate goal with your music? Like where are you really trying to go at the end of the day as far as your craft? Like where do you see yourself going or what are you trying to attain? What's your ultimate goal?
Ultimate goal? Definitely, I mean, I want to make music more mainstream and obviously broaden it, and be, that I mean, everybody wants to be that like icon in music, I mean, everybody wants to be that face that everybody thinks of when they think of a certain style, a certain genre. But more than that, along the way, I mean, I just want to stay true to myself. Like I don't want to be a cookie cutter to be successful. I don't want to rap about stuff that isn't me. I'd rather lose as myself than win as something that I'm not. So basically, definitely I want to be like I want to create my own lane, my own style, and have hopefully inspire other people behind me that are like, yeah, like even if you weren't thinking about doing music or something, whatever that is in life, this kid did it, and out of nowhere, and hopefully give some other people some inspiration.
Do you want a record deal?
I don't know. I've heard so many.
You gotta put it out there. You gotta put out the energy that you want.
Yeah.
What's one of the most awful stories you've heard? What's one of the most awful stories you heard?
Well, actually, one came to my front door. Actually, I won't say any names, but I had a couple Hollywood characters reach out to me. One was a young I won't say any names, but person in working with some of the record labels like Universal and Sony, and came to me with basically he was mentoring somebody's son in the music industry to start his own label, and basically
Antonio, probably.
Basically, nah, somebody else, but it didn't feel good. I basically felt like they were more beating me down and telling me that I wasn't ready more than they were trying to sell me and help me out, and basically I was just a number to them basically, and it didn't have that right energy.
Yeah. Did they ever tell you why they felt like you wasn't ready?
They said because I guess I'm more humble.
Hold on, we got
cockier, and if you can't for the face value to the record, grooming, and I just I wasn't down with sending somebody in person without having a contract that was definitely attached. So, yeah, it just was not the right. But not to say that there couldn't be one later, but that just wasn't.
We got
right
you back now. Now I made out that there was two opportunities on the table. They didn't have the right energy, and they pretty much, they just pretty much didn't have the right energy and trying to tell you that you wasn't ready. So after that, you said, yeah. Now listen, honestly,
and I was.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Or no, I was gonna say, I was on the phone with the guy on FaceTime for like 3 hours. I mean, they were. It felt like they were really. I didn't know whether they were trying to sell me or trying to badmouth me or which way, because it felt like a little bit of both. I was like, I mean, it just didn't feel good. It just
they wanted to timber you. It's called the timber effect. Make you fall down to feel like they're the only ones can save you and whatnot, right?
Yeah, exactly. They were like, I'm the only one that can, like, basically, they basically told me, like, if you turn this down, you're gonna be on a blacklist. Nobody's gonna work with you. And I was like, man, you can say whatever you want. Like, I'm gonna keep doing me, and I'll see you when I see you again.
Yeah, listen, that is the perfect answer. That is a perfect answer. Like, honestly, you right though. They don't like you when you humble. When you humble, it gives the illusion that you're weak, right? And it's crazy because when you're too cocky, it gives the illusion that you're arrogant. So you have to find that nice, fine balance, if that's what you want. But if you know the business, it's cool. Do you have your ASCAP or BMI?
I do not have that, but I saw you guys talking about it before, and I wanted to mention that to you guys because I know you're way more knowledgeable about some of that stuff than I am. But no, I do not have either of those.
So we definitely got to get you set up with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I see now in game, you definitely want to be able to be living off of your music and, everything like that. Well, I like the fact that you already booking your own shows. How's that process going?
Yeah, it's just a matter of like networking with people and not being afraid to kind of stick your neck out sometimes. I mean, like I said, one of the producers in Baltimore, Prophet, who's made a name for himself, he's been hooking me up with stuff, and we literally it happened that one night late, I think he was coming back from DC. I texted him. I was like, yo, man, I definitely want to meet up because I want to work. I know you've got the hookup with shows. Like, I know you made a name for yourself in the city. And we ended up meeting with him in his studio at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning one night. And ever since then, I mean, we've just been vibing with each other. Yeah. And he's had even other opportunities. I actually missed another show. He had some people from the Locks out to Baltimore. I'm trying to remember this past Friday. And he had a show. I'm not sure if Jadakiss was there or not, but he had a bunch of artists there that were doing some special guest stuff.
Hey, listen, like, it's crazy because what's all the cities you've been to?
I've been Jersey, DC, Baltimore, and that's pretty much it. It's been just East Coast stuff, but I wouldn't mind branching out to like New York City, and if the coast to coast thing works well, then I would go to Miami next year, I believe.
Okay, so let's jump real quick. Coast to coast. What do you think about coast to coast? As a newbie, tell me what you think about coast to coast.
I think the same vibe a little bit that I got from a lot of the other artists and people in the crowd with the selection process of artists. I don't know. I think it's a little, I don't want to say anything too bad, but I think it's a little more gimmicky.
Honestly, like I was just talking about this on my Facebook yesterday, right? And this was it actually got a lot of comments on it because the comment was artists should be sharing their links, and I posted no, artists should be outperforming more, right? So there's one person who on Old Book, I call it Old Book, but there's one person who's like almost 60 was trying to explain to me why sharing links is the best thing to do. And I was trying to explain to them, as someone who's online all the time, when was the last time you looked at a link that someone just shared to you, right? It's usually the aspect of things that drive it. But when we were talking about coast to coast came up, and those type of formats. Now, I believe this. When you talk about stage hours that are definitely needed so that you can be able to address anything and everything that comes up on a show, right? I mean, because I've seen artists do things as dumb as get wrapped up in the cord. I've seen artists not understand dead spots with wireless mics and still go over and let the mic. They look at the DJ like, "What are you doing?" Like, he like, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think the stage hours, these events are perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of course, if you got your ASCAP, your BMI, like these places are giving you the idea of what tour life would be like.
Yeah.
On a low budget. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously we know when you get with a label, there's no way. I mean, what's a low life? I mean, what's a tough life with a label? Being on the road, eating hamburgers and shit, I guess. I don't know. At the label's expense. like, okay, whatever. It beats me having to pull out my Cash App card to order a burger.
You're right. Absolutely.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. So, like, is there a dream label though? Do you research labels?
I haven't actually done a lot of research on labels. I mean, I spend so much time up in the studio writing music that some of that stuff I definitely need to transition some of my time more to that. Research the music industry side of things. But
let's get family oriented. Let's get family oriented, right? Sure. Yeah, how's the fiance like you being a rapper?
She doesn't like a lot of times the time that I spend up here and away, because there was a time where I was going down to the clubs in Baltimore. Sometimes a couple times a week, and being up in the studio here, every other night. So it was like, she definitely got frustrated at some time, and I had to learn how to balance it better. It definitely was a process. Yeah. But
I still have not figured it out.
It's hard, man. I think if you're passionate about something, you just don't want to take the foot off the gas. It's like,
you
have your foot on it. Even going away from my bachelor party, it was tough to say I'm not doing music or thinking about music for 4 days. I was like,
woo, I know how that feel, y'all.
Oh wow.
But they'd have caught me writing in my phone though.
Yeah.
They'd have caught me once or twice writing in my phone. I'm like, let me get this hook out. Let me finish this hook. Then we can do that.
Exactly. I actually was down some ideas for when I got back.
Come on, listen, any artist that says sceneries and settings do not motivate them, I gotta say that that's not a real artist. And honestly, after seeing you perform, and I've actually been watching your videos of your live performances as well now, and I'm like, yo, this dude real life understands this game of performing. Like, who did you study in performing?
I was actually the funniest part. My one buddy who came with me this past weekend, I did my first show in Baltimore in June or July, and it was at a local strip club downtown in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. A bunch of people took videos of it in the crowd, and my buddy saw one of the videos, and he was like, man, he's like, that was your first show. He was like, you've been on stage before. And I was like, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It means a lot. But I honestly there's no particular artist that I studied. I mean, I just watch other people's videos, watch how they kind of interact with the crowd, how they get people into the music, almost like they're talking to them, like you're part of what I'm doing. I'm not just performing for you, you're part of this.
Yeah. I saw the one performance when you were on the balcony, and it was obviously the worst setting. And I think all you artists don't understand it until you're a big headliner. That is the worst setting to perform in over the balcony, right? And you handled it like a G, like how it's supposed to be in a club. It's nothing worse than a rapper not understanding the setting, right? You understood it. It's all right, learning how to let the record perform itself to gather their attention and still let people know that I have the microphone. This is my record. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting when you think about things like that. I look at music so interesting. I still have not been able to learn how the balance of time, but I don't think anybody that's successful has?
Nah, I think music's unique. It's one of those things that doesn't really have like specific. It's not like I don't know, you're a CEO of a company where you have like specific benchmarks. It's like you're constantly going. There really is no like.
Yeah.
You always want more. You know what I mean? You always want to do better. There's like, I guess there's really no end point. You know what I mean?
Now, do you give yourself deadlines?
And sometimes they're like very aggressive, and my friends have to like reel me back in. They're like, "Oh, you're trying to do all this like so fast. Like, slow down just a second. Like, you're stressing yourself out too much." So I'm like, no, man, but I want to get this out. Like I said, I'm gonna get this out.
Correct. Yeah. Like, honestly, I think that is the artist's biggest secret weapon: setting deadlines. And a lot of artists that do not do it, I think that's their biggest failure.
Yeah, I would agree. Because you could work on a project forever or a song forever. I mean, there's always little tweaks you can do. I find myself getting caught up in that sometimes, where it's like I'll sit on a song for like a couple weeks, and I'm like, damn, like this, just send it. Like, why are you like still why are you still messing with this? Like, it's good. Like,
Facts. Facts. I get like that too. I ride around a lot of, contrary to belief, I ride around to an album at least 3 to 4 months before I release it.
Oh yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, I'm listening to it every day, all day, and I'm like, if it gets boring to me, I take songs off.
Yeah.
Like if in the 4 months it bores me, I take them off. Which actually, like when the albums drop, I usually don't listen to them at all. You know, I usually have to catch them when someone is dropping, when someone else is listening to them, and that's the gauge of the music now, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, whatever the case may be. So like, when you think about this rap game, and obviously you being a white guy,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? When you walk into most of these events that you walk into, and they're predominantly Black artists, like, is there any type of like, I gotta kill this moment set in, or is it just like, let me try to like mingle in and get acquainted?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit of everything. I mean, you kind of have that, like, I guess a little bit of like an underdog, like chip on your shoulder mentality, just because you obviously stand out some, and you don't want to like be that like whack white guy, you know what I mean? Like stereotypical like white guy is like doesn't know what he's doing, like what the hell is this dude doing here kind of thing. But honestly, like especially like coming up to Jersey and like all the artists that we like got to meet, like the love from everybody has been like crazy. Like I've never experienced that probably like in anything that I've done almost. So like the welcomeness and openness has been like incredible by far.
So there's another artist by the name of Derek For Real, him and Rick, and they remind me, or you remind me a lot of them. Like they walk into the showcase and everyone was like, what are they doing here? And then the record started and they took everybody's cash. Every showcase. Every showcase, dog. They took everybody's cash. So are you with a team? Like, are you with like management? Like anybody that's like holding you down?
No, there's really no management. It's just me and a couple of my buddies that they're on the lookout for shows for me. They're always sending me stuff. They're always like plugging me in things. Like if there's like I had to pay for it. But there's been like Zaytoven. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah.
He was doing something where he was like trying to help out promote upcoming artists. So like they'll like plug me in like different people's DMs and stuff to like try to like help me out and get my exposure. And I was fortunate enough to be able to get on his page for a day or two, and which got some added attention to my Instagram and all that.
Nice.
No, it's really it was awesome. Just to know that he kind of fucked with my music. It was awesome.
Yeah. Zaytoven's he's kind of a big deal to me.
I'm always hesitant. I'm always hesitant with those damn DM joints.
Yeah.
This artist, someone sent me a joint with Young Jock talking about he was looking for artists to perform. And of course, I didn't want to be rude, so I responded. And they had a nerve to ask me for $200. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, hello.
I'm the one performer.
$200. You want me to give you $200 to do one song? It's not quite how this works here. Like,
one song.
If I pay $200, I usually have the whole night. Like, really? I usually get some type of money on the back end, some type of partnership. Like, Don't screw me in. Don't just screw me and rip me off. What are some of your biggest fears with performing and dealing with these promoters, and of course the things that you've heard?
It's tough because I mean, like I said, I mean, Coast to Coast went great, and I was fortunate enough to place and move on to the next round. But sometimes, I mean, it does feel like a little bit of a, and I didn't feel this way in Jersey, but there's been other shows and places here in Baltimore that I've done that just felt like more of like cash grabs. That it was like,
it was a lot of that.
Unfortunately, I mean, like I said, the one that I did in DC with Coast to Coast, it was one song and $300. And I know you get to move on to the next round. And there's other things they do, like they spin your records on their radio station and stuff. And other
allegedly.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't even know if that's really happening or not. Like they like, anything against them. They could very well be doing everything they're saying, but how do I really know that what they're doing? You know what I mean?
Correct.
You just gotta follow up with them, I think.
And at the end of that day, when you're doing that, you become more of a pusher of their brand.
Yeah.
Than your own brand. I mean, could you imagine every day, like, oh, hear me? Is that the same? Is that a new dog?
No, it's the same dog.
Why does it look so scared today?
I don't know. She came in here bothering me.
Oh, she looks so scared today. Oh, but no, like with those shows, I'm like, man, no, I don't understand the concept of them when they feel like money grabs because it's like 1,000 artists in there, so there's no way I can win anything, you know. And then do I have to tell everybody all day, every day, coast to coast, this, coast to coast, that, just for me to be looked at as like, who's the people in here listening to music? I was talking to one of my friends. He said, well, what would you do differently if you did a showcase and money was involved? I said, well, I would only have about 5 artists. I said, do you realize American Idol, when it's tryout night, there's thousands of artists, millions. But when it comes time for the voters and the viewers to have to put their votes in, 5 perform a night, 3 perform a night, 2 perform a night. Why is that? Because by the time if I'm second, third, or 10th, will you really, even if I have made an lasting impression on you, by the time we got to 20, 29, if he's made a lasting impression on you and he's closer to 40, and now 39 have made a major impression on you and he's just fire press on stage, which in fact is what happened to you with the beach chess guy, right? It's like, well, y'all remember that happened. Like, it's like, wait a minute. Did you forget what was really happening though on that moment? Like, no, it's crazy. It's ludicrous. But I like them. I like the showcases for the thrill of artists get the opportunity in front of artists to like see what's out there. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get, when you walk into a showcase, you have to take it for that. Like, all right, okay, now this artist is doing that, cool. This artist is doing that, cool. Like you doing, get collaborations and stuff, start building the whole project.
I think that's how artists help artists, is like, instead of doing a lot of things that are more money grabbish, you know, doing projects with each other. You know, if I'm from Baltimore, nobody in Baltimore knows you. You're from Philly, nobody in Philly knows me. I do a song with you, you're sharing it, I'm sharing it. And you know, we're both helping each other out. It's a win-win for everybody. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So what's your favorite song to perform, or what song do you get the best crowd reaction from?
I would say Who Dat was probably the best one I've ever had a reaction for in Jersey. But I thought also Push Button that I did in DC for the Coast to Coast got a really good reaction too. So both of those I feel like are just really high tempo beats.
Which one is your favorite though? Which one of your songs is your favorite?
I'd probably say Who Dat's probably my favorite song that I've ever made.
I agree. Was the Coast to Coast performance the one with the green lights that you posted on your page?
Yes, it was. Yep, you got it. Yep.
So I literally said when I watched that performance, if he was performing Who Dat, it would have been over.
Yeah.
I literally said that on the second one. If you'd have performed Who Dat again on that second show, it wouldn't have been nothing nobody could have said.
Thank you. Yeah.
Nothing. No, that song is a gold mine. Like if I had to, you know, if I was a betting man, I would go ahead and send that joint to all the BDS stations, every radio station you can, like start getting that joint, like push behind it.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely. I mean, I don't know, when you say send it, just contact them.
I'll email, I'll DM, I'll send you an inbox.
Thank you.
It's fairly easy to get in touch with radio stations, man. Like our job in radio, which is hilarious, and I'm learning these things now that I'm like really like starting to stop looking at life just in one little bubble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we have bigger jobs. Like as an artist, I had one job, you know, to make sure people were happy. You know, not just, and it's crazy because as an artist, you can't think about, especially today's world, you can't just be like, sure, I'm thinking about my brothers, I'm thinking about my sisters, you know, I'm thinking about my mama, I'm making music for the kids. Like you can't think like that no more, right? Because it's like, it's like the minute you say it, the world start asking you, what you saying about them? you know?
Yeah.
So now I'm like, all right, I've accepted my job as an artist, but now I'm realizing that there's a whole nother job in radio. And that's to deliver the best music, no matter who it's from. You know what I'm saying? And it's our job to find it.
Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate people like you who want to help artists. Because me, I'm very new to music. Like I said, I've only been in this for a little over a year now, a year and a half. So I'm very still trying to learn the ropes myself.
Man, like honestly, it's nothing like somebody would say it's like riding a bike. It's nothing like riding a bike. You know, because once you ride a bike, the only things change maybe is will it be electric or will you be still pedaling? You know what I'm saying? Like those things, the hand coordination and keeping it up change. But in the music industry, everything that you learn today or tomorrow, Wednesday, it can be wiped out, completely abolished.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's like what?
The only consistent thing I've learned so far is there are definitely some real sharks in the water.
Oh, you know what? Listen, the sharks are made off of our ambitions, right? It's like on my old book page, there's literally people out there talking about their signing artists and their label. You know, and of course they're using monikers like Empire, Sony Orchid, Universal, Universal Music Publishing Group.
Yeah,
all these imprints that everyone is using. It's like, damn it.
That's what I told somebody. I think it was people like I'm sure you get like DMs all the time from people wanting to promote your stuff and reaching out to you, and they'll be like, "Oh, I work for this record label, or I'm affiliated with this," and I'm like, anybody can put a hashtag in their profile. Like you, like that's like
it's honestly hanging around them here in Atlanta, hanging around like celebrities. Like I've been around LA Reid's son. I've been around Future, 2 Chainz, all these people. You know what I'm saying? I've been around all their producers and things like that. Their engineers, their sound men. And when I pull up their Instagrams, you never see it. It's like you don't even know that these. Their relationships lie on the credit line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's not about putting it all on Instagram for the world to see. It's all on the credit line. That's where it matters. I had one artist calls me because what I do, like, do a lot of like research for artists. So he calls me, he tells me this guy is telling him that he wrote Blame It on the Alcohol and he produced it. And I'm like, wait a minute, Blame It on the Alcohol by Jamie Foxx? He's like, yeah, he said that he did it and he wants me to come down to Atlanta and do this and that. And I'm like, wait a minute, Blame It on the Alcohol by Jamie Foxx? I'm like, you do know that that's a Grammy record. I said, I mean, why didn't you just Google that? You could have looked it up. You don't see his name nowhere on this list. Why would you call me and ask me this? But then again, I guess this person didn't understand that these things could be researched. You know, like we have so many. Like last week was on fire because I was so upset with all the cap artists. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like it. You feel me? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I had a producer tell me he was 2 Chainz producer and he wanted to charge me umpteen hours, much for hours, but he wanted half up front and all this other shit. I'm like, hold on, do 2 Chainz teach you to not trust people?
Yeah.
Like, if I book a studio session, I want to be there. It's your job to be there. What is this happen? This is half of front stuff. I don't know. You know, I listen. I'm like, hey, I don't even know if I'm gonna like any of your production.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, where's the sit down? Where's the sit down? This game moves so funny, but I'm not afraid of it anymore like I used to be. You know, I think
Yeah.
the most thing I was afraid of was honestly like just getting screwed over.
Same.
I think that, but like with knowledge is like, all right.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you there. I mean, I definitely have been able to like kind of sort out. I feel like the people and the people that are genuine like way faster now.
Yeah.
And just tell those signs like instantly when somebody messaged me, I'm like within the first 2 messages, I'm like, nope.
No.
As soon as you bring up like, oh yeah, send me this I'm like, nope.
Yeah, like I honestly think that when you put artist or rapper or R&B singer in your profile, I don't think people see that. I think people see he's willing to or she's willing to throw money away.
Yeah. It's honestly a shame because I feel like there's a lot of good people out there that get hustled and
Yeah.
they're trying to pursue a dream and a passion. And
People take advantage.
Yeah, people take advantage of somebody caring about the craft a lot.
What I want to tell every single artist out there, young, and honestly, like these are things that I wish somebody would have told me. There is no shortcut to this.
Yeah.
You know?
Chris Gotti, Irv Gotti's brother, he actually said that last night at the showcase. He was like, people were like, well, how do I, he said, pray. He was like, there's really no shortcut to get into where, and I can't tell you how to get to where you need to go. Like, you know.
Of course they can't. Because what this industry won't tell no artist is, it's not about, it's about the value that you can bring.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody of value wants to be on the outside watching someone bring in value. I mean, if you was a farmer and you went to start building on your land and building up good crops, and someone drove by and seen that good crop, they would say, hey, you should be selling to the local farmers market down the street.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna give a damn that you want to keep this corn for yourself. They're gonna want a piece. you know, it's just how it is. No matter what industry we work in. I think that once I started looking at the music industry like an industry, no different than any industry that anybody would want to jump in, right? And then I started thinking about it like no different than any profession where you wanted to reach the height of that profession. I mean, a doctor, you're not going to walk into a doctor's and he's going to tell you, oh yeah, I didn't even have to go to college, bro. I skipped college.
Right.
You're like, wait a minute. You didn't do the extra 10 years that you got to do.
Like, hold on, let me take this gown off.
Let me go out. Shit, you might run out that your ass out.
Yeah, I definitely would.
You ain't finished. You like, shit, where's my clothes?
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. I mean, we know this game. You know what I'm saying? So I started looking at myself like, all right, so if a doctor can't skip, if a lawyer can't skip, hell, not even really a teacher can't skip. I mean, they can become a substitute teacher, do that for years, and then eventually maybe get bumped up. But why should I be able to skip as an artist? Like, why should it be some magical person that I can pay and it happens to just make my problems go away? I mean, if that happened, then there wouldn't be any magic at the end of the rainbow because everybody pull out their money and jump down and grab some magic.
Exactly. You see everybody there, you know what I mean? At the end, winning. But unfortunately, unfortunately, it's fortunate actually because it helps weed out those that really want it and those that really don't.
Yes. Because honestly, when I look at my career, I don't see anybody standing beside me that started when I started.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's crazy because even people that started 3 years after me are not standing today.
No. You know? There's definitely highs and lows. I mean, I'm sure as you know, like there's days when you're just feeling yourself. You made a song, you're just like on top of the world. There's other days when you're not getting the views you thought you wanted. You're not getting the spotlight on you thought you deserved, and you're like, shit. You're like, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right moves? So it's definitely a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
But I think if you really, and at least I know personally, and I'm sure you're the same way. I love it for the music itself, and I love making music. So I think as long as you love making music, no matter whether you're getting 1,000 views or 1,000,000 views, like you'll still have the same love for it. So.
Exactly. And that's honestly the only thing that really keeps me going, right? When I first started making music, quiet as kept, I was getting screwed over by everybody in my circle. You know, like and I didn't even think about it at first, but I first started. Everybody know my story of starting making music was like an accident. You know,
Yeah.
it's like pure luck.
Yeah.
And like even then, one of my friends is just like one day was like, instead of keep writing for all these people, you should just rap yourself.
Yeah.
I could not put together one bar. I was more like, my name is K. What the day? And I'm gonna get money and I'm gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, hey, like the bars, the cadence was not there, and maybe the lyrical content wasn't there, but it was just something about it, like that discouraging feeling.
Yeah.
But as long as you understand, like, do you look at percentages?
Of like talking about views and stuff and things like that,
Or
and
just in general, like, are you a percentage person, like inches? Are you you play sports?
Yeah, I actually grew up playing hockey most of my life, so that.
So if you play hockey, then you definitely understand the percentages of being just off a little bit or on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As long as you're in the uppers every day, you good.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to make those small strides every single day, for sure.
I think that former athletes make the best artists. Also, former street people like dealers and hustlers make the best artists.
Yeah. The tough thing I did have to learn that's different from sports transition into music was, I mean, I don't know if either you or you guys play any sports growing up, right?
Oh yeah, I was a starting quarterback of my high school.
Okay. Nice.
Started cornerback. I went to 2 state championship games. While I was in the 8th grade, I won a championship in basketball. So yeah, I was pretty lit. Played baseball. Was recruited for the Phillies, but I went to the Navy instead, like an idiot. So yeah, I'm a big sports guy. Big sports guy.
Well, I was a cheerleader. Does that count?
There you go. No, it still counts. It takes practice. You know what I mean?
Look, Six, don't do me like that.
All right. Cheerleaders is lit. Cheerleaders is lit.
We are.
But go ahead.
It was just that thing of like, like when you're in the studio, sometimes it's like, it's not like the gym where you can just like go in there and just like, I mean, sometimes you can in the studio, at least for me, it's this way. Sometimes I'm always used to being able to just go to the gym and just fight through a workout, no matter how bad I'm feeling or no matter where I'm at. Sometimes in the studio, it's like you got to know when to say, stop staring at the blank wall. My brain's just not working today, and come back to it the next day and have that patience. And I feel like it was a different transition in my mind where the inspiration isn't like your brain inspiration isn't like just like doing curls or squats. You know what I mean? It's
but you know what? I thought that too until I watched the Kobe Bryant and Kanye West sit down together.
Okay.
And I had to restructure my mental. The Mamba mentality is not just sports, it's everything that we do, right? So it's like sometimes you go into the studio and I get what you're saying, that blank feeling, right? And it's more so when I get that blank feeling, it's more so like, oh, I don't want to say that. Nah, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, that's how I feel, yeah.
But when I watched that joint with Kanye and Kobe, they say, use it. They said, what? He's like, Kanye was like, I go to the studio, sometimes I'm just hearing demons. And Kobe say, yeah, use them.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that is.
I'm like, wait, what? And like, honestly, like, it's helped me now. I can go to the studio with any mood and I use it. I just use it. Like, if I feel it popish, I'm like, whatever. Pop.
Yeah, no, that actually is a really good way to look at it.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. Definitely riding whatever you're on.
Like another ideology that I've adapted is the high school effect.
Yeah,
the high school mentality with in correlation to music. Pretty much is how you moved in high school. It's pretty much how you should move through music, or how you will move through music, so to speak. And it's kind of like indicative to one's success. You know, it's like it's a willingness to not back down, not quit, no matter what.
Oh yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I've definitely learned that since I started. Because actually, for me, music was an accident for me too. Actually, kind of like
tell me.
It was my brother actually started me. He used to send me bars via text. Like he'd be sitting at work and he would just think of something. He would send me stuff every so often, I'm like, oh yeah, man, that's cool. And I was like, shit, like he's sending me some, I'm sending something back. I'm sending something back.
Okay.
I started sending stuff back to him, and he was like, oh, all right. Like, I don't know. And they started like I just started after he started me just sending via text back and forth. And then I would just like have free time, or I'd be at the gym in between sets, and I would just start writing some stuff, or any driving in the car, I'd start writing again. I just found myself always like in my phone writing.
Yes.
And soon enough, my friends were like, damn, man, like you're writing a lot, like, and a lot faster and quality wise than we like thought was possible for you to do. And they were like, yo, you really need to like take it a little more seriously and try putting it on some beats, because we definitely think there's something there.
Yeah.
Now it's crazy because even though that's when you started, if you could think back, when was it that you really started?
Actually, it's kind of funny. My friends asked me that too. They were like, bro, did you like, we almost feel like because like things have progressed kind of, I mean, at least we feel like it's progressed kind of quickly in terms of just like how far things have come. And I guess just my comfortability with things. They're like, yo, when did you really like have that first like vision that you want to do music? And actually, when I was younger, I always like kind of like had those had thoughts and like always like lyrics, but even more than lyrics, like saw myself like on a stage doing music. Like I'd always listen to other people's music, no matter who it was. I almost picture myself performing their song on stage, like somewhere, just in my mind, just like made up places. And
that's where it is. I'm like, was there a little I'm on it somewhere, like performing? And then it's like, because sports took me away. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was like, hold on, it's a lot easier to get girls doing sport than it is singing and playing instruments. So I'm gonna do this.
Right, yeah.
Any opportunity to run around with my shirt off, I was happy about it. I was in the sport. But man, when I messed up my knee in 2005, I literally didn't know what I was gonna do. You know, I had no clue. And then I got arrested and I had to do some time. I had to do 6 months on house arrest, and they was like, hey, let's just build a studio, you know? Yeah. And then I obviously, even trying to get back into it, I just kept getting arrested or kept getting hurt, you know? It was just over. Like football, sports, it was done. Like jobs, credentials, and things like that. It was like, you can't get a job. You keep getting all these records and things on your record. I mean, my record, at one point, I kept getting denied from jobs. So I asked for my background check. Right. And they gave it to me. And it was the first time I had saw what was on my background. And I walked to the man. I said, well, hell, I wouldn't hire me either. Thank you. This was at Comcast. I said, I wouldn't hire me with this either. Thank you. But it's not at all. It's not at all the person that really is, right? It's just labels that are put on you by society for being different.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've had friends that have gotten into some trouble for this and that, and it just always comes back to seem to bite them. And even like I said, some of the still people I have with me today, and they're my closest, and I would trust them with $1,000 sitting out. I mean, I would never even question. Yeah,
it's the voice. It's the voice. Sometimes, like you ignore the voice so long that's telling you, "Hey, follow your dreams, follow your dreams." Yeah. Sometimes the voice grows hands, and pushes you on your path.
No, I agree. It's actually funny because it sounds like we have like some similar parallels in like your journey in sports. Like I was supposed to go away and play for a team in upper state New York when I was 19, and I just lost my love of the game due to some people that were sending me down the wrong path, and just lost my love for the game. And I never loved anything more than playing hockey and sports in my life, like not a job, nothing.
Right.
It wasn't until I found music that it took me a little while longer. But it wasn't until I found music that I kind of had that passion again for something. I was like, damn, like,
not like, honestly, music was the first thing for me where it was like, you lose, but you still feel like you won in a way. Yeah. It was like, in my beginning days, I used to get took for a lot of shows. I had paid this money for this tour that never happened. I had paid money for auditions for shows, I had paid money to be in showcases, and always end up with someone telling me, no, you're in 3rd place or you're in 5th place. We want you to come back next week. It's just another $200 or another
right.
And I'm like, what? Nah, like, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was performing like crazy. But it was like something about it was like, it was the only thing that still felt like a win. It's like, damn, like performing for no one still felt good.
Oh yeah,
performing for no one as opposed to not performing at all. It's like, yes, it is that athletic mentality when it's like, look, as long as I get to go, we good.
For sure. No, I think it's even for me, it's just all those successes that are kind of like in the dark that nobody sees. You know what I mean? When you're in the studio and just you even figure out something like when I figure out something like a better way to engineer a vocal or something cool to put on a vocal or I'm trying out something different on a track. I'm like, it's those little things that nobody sees. At least for me, I know keep me going. And I'm like, damn, like it's just that little high you get. You know what I mean? It's just like it just totally makes your day.
So is the cadence that you have now? Is that your first cadence, or how long did it take you to master this cadence, yo?
It's funny. My friends, not that my first song I ever made was bad. I never put it out, but
no. It's okay to say if it was bad. My first song was bad. It was like 48 bars of singing. No hook was involved, but I thought it was there. I thought a hook was there. If someone asked me, I would tell them.
I didn't do hooks for my first like 3 songs, and my friend's like, "Yo, you got to start putting hooks on." He's like, "You're not gonna make a song without a hook."
You just up there just rambling on, just rambling.
I'm like, I just can't rap over this beat like this. They're like, nah, man, you can't do that.
on my first mixtape that I did, because I was in a rap group first. I was in several rap groups first before I went solo. When I first went solo, I did this mixtape called Evolution, right? And I remember the first day I sat down and said, all right, I'm gonna go solo, and I had this book of all these lyrics and I had this beat, and I couldn't pick which one I wanted to be the first song of the 4 pages that I had wrote. So I had literally just said, you know what, since I can't choose which one of these would be the song, I'll just wrap all 4 pages until the end. I'll start from the top and I'll just flip them and go into the 4 pages at that. I ended up titling that song 4 Pages.
4 pages?
Yeah, I did. I ended up titling the song 4 Pages because it was that moment. I'm sitting there and I couldn't think of anything. I'm now jumping out. I'm no longer in the group. I'm like, is this going to be right? Will they like the bars? Will my cadence be right? I just went in like 4 pages. That song is one of the longest songs I ever recorded.
Wow. That's wild.
So like, how was your first song moment? Like,
my first song, like I said, was last February probably, and it was definitely a much slower cadence. I definitely didn't understand song structure. I will say that wholeheartedly. Did not understand song structure. Didn't understand how to really like switch up flows like with the beat, like ride the beat, like
yes,
you know what I mean,
major important.
Yeah, and to always keep somebody like interested. I mean, I kind of was real repetitive and just didn't know how to make it more exciting. I would say overall, and the flow was just basic. It wasn't anything that I think would have like kept your ear for like.
Was it a DMV flow?
No, I don't really think it was really DMV or anything like that. I almost pictured somebody like almost like Tiger or something, but not like obviously like almost like a bad
Rack City, like a Rack City type. No, first of all, I can say it. No one opposed me, but all of Tiger's styles are pretty bad.
Yeah,
you mean bad, like good bad?
No, like I could go without it. I could go without the
Are
Tiger.
you serious?
Yeah, I was so glad when he switched over to Rack City, only because like it came with an idea of. All right, this is something different, you know. But I didn't like that lime and the coke, the key lime, but the lime and the coconut guy when he was doing all that. I didn't like that Tiger. But to me, that was the best Tiger. And then he switched to this new thing, like But some people, Tiger's one of those people that's very much so knowledgeable of the music industry, and will last for a long time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But yeah, that was my first experience. And eventually, I think I texted my friend one night. He came over. Cause actually, it was funny. One of my buddies who didn't know that I was doing music, I told him, I said, "Yo, man, come over. I actually just wrote this song." And he said, "Dude, on the way over to your house, I thought I was on my way to tell you, yo, this is not for you, man. Like, do not do this."
He was prepared. He was prepared.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm just being straight with you. Like, I was about to tell you, like, yo, this is not for you." Like, so, and then he heard the song, and he was like, even though it wasn't as good as stuff now, he saw, I guess, the potential off of a first shot and all that I was able to accomplish so quickly. And then I actually sent him my first chorus that night. He was like, "Yo, you just wrote this tonight and you recorded it?" I said, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, okay. Now I'm starting to believe a little more." And it was just one of those, those moments. You know what I mean?
So who is your number one artist? Like, who's the number one?
For me right now, I mean, in terms of what I think who's the best right now, or my personal favorite. What do you mean?
Yeah,
like,
let's go with your personal favorite, and then we can go with who's the best right now.
I would probably say, I mean, I really like Hopsin a lot. I don't know how you guys feel about Hopsin. I mean, I know he kind of disses a lot of mainstream guys, but his aggressive flows, his lyrics.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw the first when Hopsin first came out, and he had the eyes and stuff on his cover. I said, "Nope, not for me. Not for me." So I literally never listened to Hopsin due to, unless he's on like a collab or something. But due to that initial introduction, I'm like, nope, not for me.
He is different. He is definitely different.
I feel like that he could come out of my radio and grab me.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of one of those dudes. I remember him saying in an interview, he kind of like trashes himself so that nobody else can like badmouth him. He's like, I'm basically a big goofball, so there's nothing you can say about me on a record that's gonna upset me. He's like, I basically make fun of myself.
The facts. I mean, listen, like, honestly, I honestly, that is one of the most peculiar names. I don't think anyone has ever mentioned Hopsin on this show. So let's go ahead and give ImOnIt a nice
round of applause.
Hopefully, maybe he'll actually see this.
Well, listen. I do believe that maybe he will. We'll give him a hashtag in this thing.
Absolutely. That'd be awesome.
Now, so what's some plans you got? What's some plans? Tell me what you got coming up. What you working on? Like what you plan on doing?
Yeah. So like I said, have another show coming up here in the DMV at the end of October. I'm actually gonna, unfortunately, miss. If you're gonna be in Jersey in early November, I won't be there. I'll actually be on my honeymoon that week.
Yeah.
Miss you then. But so I was. I'm
debating about that November move. I'm actually supposed to be doing Rolling Loud at the end of the month.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's awesome.
So that's gonna be pretty cool. And then that's from the 28th to the 30th, and then I'm like really debating right up in that area. I'm doing the radio show down here now, and we're trying to put together some little stuff down here, some neat stuff. So I need to get you down here in Atlanta, man. We need to get you down here.
Please do, man. I'll be more than willing to make the trip. More than willing to make that trip.
Yeah, no, man. Like I'm gonna link you in with some real good promoters and some real good venues and stuff like that.
Thank you.
It's almost time for that ImOnIt concert. I know it's time to get
right. I'm definitely ready. I feel like I've got like a lot of songs. It's always tough because we and my friends talk about it. We're like, when we go to shows, it's usually like sometimes only one, a lot of times 2 songs, and it's like I've done a lot of music over the last 8-9 months to where like I really want to have people hear more of it.
Right.
But it's just hard when you only get like, a 6-minute slot or 5 slot even,
Yeah. Like honestly, trust and believe me, I know, bro. That's one reason why I started doing my own concerts. Like a lot of people don't like. I didn't get the traditional blessings as a rapper. I had to start off doing karaoke's. I had to start off going in the karaoke machine, and like putting on the instrumental. And when the instrumental come on, like the one I used to do was Hard in the Paint. With Waka Flocka. So then as soon as the drum would come on, they'd be like this, hold on, this isn't Hard in the Paint. I'm rapping my own lyrics and shit going ham, you know what I'm saying? But I had a whole show already ready for like G-Dog. Like, what's happening here? That's how I would do. Like I would go into the karaoke dress and be like, this, I need this beat. You got this beat? And they always would have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I started off doing a lot of covers, and I did not put out any music except for like. And then once I got confident in it, I started dropping everything on Reverb Nation. Like, hey, and then I got hip to that piff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I made a living on that piff.
Really?
Yes, Lord. What's one of your favorite sites now? What's your favorite site now?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, I don't really. Most of my music, I mean, I do most of my surfing on like Spotify and just people that come across me on Instagram and stuff like that. I don't really have a big site that I've used. I mean, I used to use like Hot New Hip Hop a lot.
Okay.
That Piff was one I used too. Trying to think of anything else that I used. But yeah, no, I don't really have a favorite site right now. I can't say I do.
All right. So where's your music at? Where can everybody find your music? I know where to find it, but
you can find me on all streaming platforms. I'm basically managing all of them and keeping them all up to date and YouTube and everything. So basically Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Pandora, everywhere. Basically just at ImOnIt, ImOnIt. Instagram, I had to add the 410 on the end because apparently somebody else had the I'm on it hashtag. So it's ImOnIt 410 on Instagram. Same thing on Facebook also. But yeah, on all streaming platforms. Hopefully have another video even coming out at the end of this year. Might be Who Dat also.
Yeah, nice.
My favorite in that one. So might have that. And yeah, and just like I said, I'm trying to collab with a couple of guys from Jersey, Spoonie from Philly, and along with my other buddy, just to help each other out mutually, spread the names throughout all
yeah, Spoonie's dope.
Yeah, so, I like him a lot.
I gotta cut up. We gotta cut up for a second.
Yeah,
because this is a good topic, and I think Jezabel would like to get in this cut up. And I'm sorry, Jezabel, I didn't get a chance to send you this cut up earlier. But how do you feel about Kodak Black right now? Attack on, well, not even an attack because I guess it's well deserved. But how do you think about this Kodak Black going and Megan Thee Stallion and her usage of ghostwriters?
Sorry, you were breaking up for a second on my end. You said,
what do you think about Kodak Black addressing this Megan Thee Stallion using ghostwriters?
I mean, me personally, I could never feel proud of music that I didn't write myself. And I know you used to write for people, and so I'm not knocking anybody that writes for people. It's just me personally. Even my friends will give me like ideas, and I'm like, I'll keep it in the back, but I'm always like, they're always like, yeah, you're not going to use it, are you? I'm like, no, I'm not going to use it. I'm like,
now, like, it got to be hard as shit for me to use one of my friends' joint rhymes or lyrics or anything that they offer me.
Yeah, and it's nothing against anybody else. It's just, I want it to be me. I want it always to be me. If you hear my music, I don't want it to be any ghostwriters. I don't want it to be my friends. Even if it's good, I want it to be me. So, I mean,
so what do you think about ghostwriters? Period. Like, do you think that the usage of ghostwriters should be good and accepted, or like, is that like cheating to you? Is that like?
See, I guess it's not really cheating because if you think of any other music platform, like there's plenty of like R&B artists that write songs for other people, or like pop artists or rock artists even. So I guess maybe I think it's just judged a little differently in hip hop, and because I guess at least for me, like lyricism is even more important in hip hop than almost any other genre, I'd say. So,
and that's like I agree with that 100%, right? Because Megan Thee Stallion is not a hip hop artist.
Yeah.
And that's where we got to start drawing the lines at. I think that we got to stop comparing everybody that raps to hip hop artists.
So, I would agree.
So what's wrong with didn't she say she wrote all her stuff, I think? Is that why he's blasting her?
Well, he is blasting her because she of course the phrase dry the boat. Mm-hmm. He feels like that when asked about it, she did not give him the credit for coining that phrase dry the boat. She pretty much took it and acted like it was hers while he was locked up. And he didn't appreciate that. And he does not appreciate that. And he's now, due to that, he's addressing all of the fraudness of Megan Thee Stallion as far as being not lyrical talented at all and having a whole team of writers behind her. And honestly, being a writer, I'm a little biased. Being a writer for a label at times, I'm a little biased to these things. But I tell, like I said, like we started off in the beginning, this is an industry. You know what I'm saying? I don't think any rapper artist has a writer because they can't write. I mean, the fact that you wrote in the beginning to get initially attention is why you even had the deal in the first place. You're not, and I want people to understand this. People are not writing songs for the artist because the artist needs it. People are writing songs for the artist because they need to get paid. And it's the artist's job to make sure everyone on a label gets paid. Not just themselves. That's why the labels put up the big bucks. You know, like honestly, that's why a lot of people be like, they're afraid of the labels. They be like, oh, you're gonna owe them and you're gonna do this. Well, yeah, you're gonna owe them for making you a star. You know, like, hello, that's a trade-off because you would owe yourself if you made yourself a star. You know, it's that's like common sense. Usually around your third album, they'll start letting you write for yourself unless you come in with a proven pen. You know, and like usually that's done when you start getting award nominations without a label beside you that your pen is proven. All right, you know, or you already written for somebody else before you got your opportunity, then your pen is proven. It's like, all right, bet, let him do his own thing. But then you have the obligations of proving the number game because that's the only thing that everybody care about. It's amazing that no one wants to address that on our level, but everyone only cares about the numbers. I mean, CLB or Donda. Did you get into that battle?
Oh yeah, I actually did. I thought both were good albums.
Yes.
Both were good.
Yes.
But I'm gonna have to give Donda the win.
It is. No, it wasn't because I was just giving you the evil Mr. Burns figures, was it?
No. I actually, at first when I heard Donda, I didn't give it enough time. I'll be honest, I did not give it enough time because it was different. It was very different. And but production, and I thought some of the messages behind some of the songs, especially like Hurricane, off the Grid. I mean, I was like, wow. I was like, these are really they're really like they inspiring songs. I mean, they're really.
I literally play Off the Grid every day on the radio. It's like I have to, and I wake up every Sunday now and I play Donda. It's like that album saved me. You know, I was down a path of destruction before I heard that album.
Music
and you know what? I'm gonna give Kanye his credit because I had a really bad day. I think it was like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this! I'm about to play Donda, and it cheered me up. And I thought about you, Sixxcess, because you know me and you be going back and forth. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I gotta give Kanye his props because as soon as I was having a down moment, I was like, you know what? This shit gonna uplift me. Let me go ahead and play some Kanye.
Yes, it did.
Quick.
Yeah. And like listen, y'all, just let it go. So when you got did you hear the new NBA YoungBoy project?
I did not hear any of that yet. Is that good? Is it solid?
It's okay, right? If you like that type of music, you gotta love that type of music, you know. But it's a lot of whiny on here. It's a lot of whining on this because you know he just signed with Motown, so it's more whiny than a little bit. But I like it.
I think I did catch a couple songs off, and I kind of had this about it. It wasn't something that, I mean, really made you kind of think as much as like some of Kanye songs or other people's songs, but it was like entertaining, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fun to listen to.
Well, what I'm definitely gonna do, I gotta get your record, so we can get it on the radio, man. Get that Who Dat in rotation. You already know how that goes.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah, because I like good music. I'm not gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? Like I like good music. Now, what y'all think about all this the baby mess and Dave Chappelle stuff? You see that?
You talking about the baby at his concert way back?
Well, yeah, Dave Chappelle.
Let me start this off
by
saying, we need to protect our freedom of speech and stand with Dave Chappelle because people are taking stuff too seriously. And I feel like if you don't like something, don't watch it, don't indulge in it, but don't try to change people. That's just like if I don't like your music, I shouldn't be sitting here like, oh no, change what you're saying. No, I just won't listen. I'll just listen to somebody else. So I just wanted
Yes,
to start
Lord.
that off by saying that. And then, do you guys feel like he put the baby in hot water, or is that where you were going with this? Six?
I mean, yeah, kind of like definitely where I was going with that. Like, do you feel like this community is really hard on rap as far as we're allowed to do pretty much anything, but we got to really be careful what we say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like hip hop, and especially music in general, has always been a real free expression. And
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's some real triggers that are out there nowadays on certain topics. But I mean, Eminem used to talk about killing his mom. You know what I mean? Like cutting her off with a chainsaw. I mean, and now we're coming to like everything has to be like tiptoed upon. It's kind of, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like just like Jezabel said, if you don't like what's on the TV channel, you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah. Is it started? Is it has it
I feel like it's
we close to censorship. That's what it is. You know, like we close to no freedom. We definitely don't have any freedom of speech. But do you find yourself now like being mindful of it when you write? Like, scratch it. Because I know for me, it's a mindset now.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had to do that too much, I would say. I mean, yeah, sometimes. It just, I mean, fortunately, I mean, I try to stay away from a lot of the heated topics just because I want the music that I make to be something that everybody can listen to, and that it's not, especially for upcoming artists. It's just, if you don't have a fan base, like a big fan base, I feel like to really step on toes is like almost like a knife to the throat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I really try to, I really try to like be conscious. And fortunately, it hasn't been that hard for me. But I definitely do feel maybe a more established artists, even because I mean they just have all these eyes on them constantly. It's like you got to be like on your P's and Q's every single day.
So like are you one of those people that believe in?
Did you guys lose me?
Do you believe in all publicity is good publicity, or do you believe that that bad publicity is actually just bad publicity?
I think to a degree, there's always a degree of good that'll come with it. I think for you, in terms of people figuring out who you are, but I think you can. I mean, yeah, I guess it's just a scale that tilts. You know what I mean? There's always some good, but there's always if it is bad, if something's said that's kind of out of pocket. I mean,
because it gets trippy. It gets trippy because it's like if we walk around and we say nothing, then when we finally get fed up, everyone's like, "Oh, you have something to say. You have a voice of intelligence." You're like, "Wait a minute," you know, like. I mean, wow.
No, you should be able to speak your mind.
Now, while you're talking about bad publicity can be good or can kind of weigh itself out, let's talk about R. Kelly's sales going up 500%.
I'm not. Listen.
I saw your comment and I started to rebut you, but I was on the business page, so I was like, dang, I gotta go on my personal page and then at Sixxcess. And no, the pedos are not standing with R. Kelly. Let me make this clear to you. If they're removing his stuff off of YouTube and you enjoy his music, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to download, you're going to buy all of his albums, and just to make sure that you can still have access to that music. I'm not a pedophile, and I did it.
My thing is this. If you are a real R. Kelly fan who hasn't made music in almost 15, 16 years, then you already have all of his old stuff. You already have his stuff. My thing is, half of these people are fans of circumstances and fans of trying to figure out what's going on. At the end of the day, one or two people that may just be like, oh, I used to like R. Kelly, or let's say the 100 people that say I used to like R. Kelly, I'm still going to listen to it, are not the people that making his music go up 500%, because they've already had the music, they've already been listening to it as
Well,
fans.
let's say this. I don't have CDs from when I was a kid. I've moved a few times, had stuff in garages and storages.
Nah,
So
nah,
I've
nah,
lost a lot of my CDs and
nah,
a
nah.
lot
I'm
of
not.
stuff like that. So what I did do though, the first time they said they was pulling his music, I downloaded everything. I sure did.
But the thing is, but my thing is this though. Like, I don't know how diehard of a fan you are of R. Kelly, right?
I'm such a diehard fan. I used to say, why didn't he pee on me? That's how
Okay.
much of a diehard fan I am.
All right. Well,
And
there
I'm
we
a
go.
female, you know what I'm saying?
So,
So
so
like
like, so in that instance, like fans, Apple Music, Spotify has been around well before his sentencing. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So the idea to have it downloaded on your phone already, if you were a real diehard fan, you already had it.
Well, you have access to play it whenever you want. You don't have to like I had Spotify forever. I can put it on my playlist. I don't have to download it and buy it to make sure that if Spotify decides to pull his music, I can't listen to it. It's a difference.
But that the thing is though, you all were not the percentage that made it go up by 500%.
So who do you think made it go up then? You
The
said
supporters,
spectators?
the supporters of that lifestyle made it go up 500%.
Oh no, don't do that.
Listen,
Don't do
listen,
that.
listen, listen. What was projected? What was projected is 767,000 people are on the official list for pedophilia. That was projected. Now, that is only the list of people that were caught, right? So we're talking about we're talking about a 500% increase. That's only about 200,000 extra people have started to listen to his music. That's not like millions of people was running out to go and hear his music. That's 200,000 people. Now, the list of people that are caught is 767,000 people plus. There's some people that are already
We're not gonna put out that narrative though. That
I'm not putting out that narrative. I'm not putting out that narrative. All I'm saying is, if we have people in this world that are canceling people for murders, I mean, NBA YoungBoy is taking off of YouTube for what he done. Chris Brown suffered for what he had done. You know, like Bill Cosby was taken off for what he had done. Like, whenever there's assault on women and disrespect to women, America steps up. However, we have to acknowledge the small group that support that behavior that make these people become statistics and numbers higher after it's done. Because at the end of the day, no one
I was never a big fan. I mean, obviously, I out to grab anything that I was missing out on. But I could definitely see there being definitely an audience that has a lifestyle like his that probably did do that.
I mean, like the crazy.
But what if they don't even like his? That's the thing. Everybody that has that lifestyle, I don't think is probably like his music. They might like something else.
That's why it's not 1,000%. That's why it's not. That's why it's not on the numbers of Drake's, or anybody else that just dropped when people are doing 167,000 units a week right now. That's why it's not on those levels, because not everybody likes R. Kelly music regardless. But at the end of the day, the reason why it went up 500% is not because because honestly, I believe that there were more people hurt that supported him heavily. There were more people hurt by the verdict than there were people like, oh, let me go and grab all his music before it's gone. Because like I said, real fans already have it.
Well, even to go to what Jezabel was saying, I mean, I'm sure we've all had an artist maybe that said something that we didn't I think people know how to separate, I guess, at least in me or anything. We always have a way of separating the music from the person. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe for a lot of people, they just separated his extracurricular actions from his actual music, and they still fuck with his music, but they don't, mess with what he did outside of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm on it. let's just be 100% real. We all know that that's not true. Our
Yeah.
music is attached to our personalities at some point. When you reach any level, whether it be the lowest, it's attached to your personality to get you out of that lows. And when
Yeah.
you're at your highest, it's attached to your personality to keep you there. You know? So regardless, that's why stories get put out in the first place. Like I told everybody, this wasn't this rise or fall for R. Kelly was not in in his actions, because those actions people been knowing he been doing those for years. It was in his refusal to play along with the very people that protected him from doing it for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be quite blunt and real here. The reason why people like Bill Cosby was able to get off was not because the man was innocent, you know, but because everybody knew that y'all told him if he told the truth, he would be he'd be good. He'd be set. So we like, whoa, y'all can't set my man up like that. Then, because now we're saying, when we say that, we're saying, what happens to me when they try to use that tactic against me as a human, as a regular person? Because we don't look at celebrities as regular people. So when this R. Kelly situation, this is not an attack on R. Kelly when people are going out and listening to his music. This is an attack on regular people and our conscience of what we want to know and what we want to see. So why wouldn't I think that his group would do this? Because at the end of the day, this is not a bad thing when you talk about sales increasing, right?
Yeah.
This is a good thing. So like, this is now good publicity trying to be put out by a narrative that just a couple of days ago America was told you a monster. So of course these are your people that change that narrative. Because what does it say now? Everyone's still listening. Well, no, everyone is not listening, because if everyone was listening, it wouldn't be just a 500% increase. It would be a thousand, 2,000.
Well, let's also, I mean, there's also a lot of people that probably aren't aware, or they may just be listening to his lyrics to dissect them. That was another theory that was put out there, that a lot of people are now going back and listening to his music to actually analyze and dissect what he's saying.
Yeah.
I strongly disagree with you, though. I don't think that it's a whole pedo movement going on, and that's why his sales went up 500%. I stand on what I say. I think a lot of people are in fear that they won't have access to his music, and they want to make sure that they have it, whether they are diehard fans or if they're new fans. You
I
know,
tell him, and I tell y'all, like, I don't personally hold anybody for what they listen to, but I will tell y'all, like, that's this. I gotta call it on it. I gotta call cap on it, because if you was a fan of his, you had his music downloaded before it was before his trial and before he was found guilty.
but you can't say that if you have. That's just like you having access to Whole Foods. And then now all of a sudden they're telling you Whole Foods is going out of business, and there's a specific thing from Whole Foods that you want. You're not going to go out. Just it's the same thing with the white, with the Lysol wipe.
Not if I went
When
15. Not if I went 15 or 20 years without it.
what do you mean 15 or 20 years without it?
R. Kelly ain't dropped the album since what, 2000 or what, 4?
I thought he dropped Black Panties after that. If I'm not mistaken, he dropped Black Panties. It way after that.
I mean,
Um,
it's still been about 15 years. That's like somebody saying the Cody Dog, like the Cody Dog coming back for one night only. Everybody
let
go.
me just fact check, because I don't think it's been that long. I don't think it's been that long since he's made an album. 2016, 15, and 2013 is when Black Panties came out. So it hasn't really been that long.
2013 is when Black Panties came out.
Then he made The Buffet in 2015, and he did 12 Nights of Christmas 2016. So it's only been about 4 or 5 years since he's made.
Yeah, I'm not gonna count those. I'm not gonna count those last 3 albums that
Why not?
Because they did they did
What you
nobody
mean
ever
they
heard
did?
of
Yeah, actually, people have a couple of them was on the radio, especially the song he made with Kelly Rowland. He did My Story with 2 Chainz at that time, and then Marry That Pussy. That's one of my favorite songs. So, and he did Spin That with Jeezy at that time on Black Panties album. So That's what I'm saying. If you
Kelly talk about
if
murder.
you are at if you are at risk of, you know what I'm saying, not being able to access this music that is on these platforms, because you don't have to buy it if you already have a subscription and you can listen to them whenever you want to.
Well, the only thing that's gonna make my heart well is when all these platforms decide to take it off. It ain't gonna matter if y'all got to download it or not. It's gonna still leave their platforms, and I'm gonna be none more than happier when that happens, because I don't know. I'm sorry, but I'm a young buck, and I'm older than y'all, but I'm a young buck. R. Kelly wasn't my tea.
Well, there goes your bias right there. So next topic, please.
He was for our parents. Chris Brown is our R&B king. Chris Brown is our R&B king. That's who we grew up with.
He is.
Yeah,
I definitely. I think it could probably be like a little bit of both. I think people have like a fear of missing out. So if you've never heard R. Kelly, even, you might have gone, you know what I mean, to try to check it out before it's gone.
Yeah, I could listen. I could cold-heartedly agree with those analysis, and I would agree that I could also agree that those people are part of that percentage that helped his sales go up.
You know what?
And I like, and listen. I'm there when they all. I will be right behind my computer screen when they all kumbaya and everything at his sentencing. Hopefully, it's as generous as that 500% of people.
Well, you know what? To end this R. Kelly topic, because
he's snitching.
Yeah, he should. And you know what? The parents, all of those parents of those people that were assaulted, they need to be arrested as well. They should not go off. They should be arrested because you handed the candy to the candy man. So.
Nah, that's crazy. Then that means that, so if you're saying that, you gotta go arrest all the parents that sent their kids to Penn State when Jerry Sandusky was the quarterback coach.
Well,
you don't send your kids.
If you're out here selling your children, if you're out here selling your children, then you need to be.
Well, now let's listen. Like, all right. If they did sell their children to R. Kelly, then they should be, because that's solicitation and something. It's got to be some type of crime against that, you know. But like to really let R. Kelly's situation go to rest, like how it should. Like let's just end it with something on a good note, on a really good positive note. Okay. I'm on it. Let's talk about what you got going on. How you like living up there in Glen Burnie? Have you thought about leaving the area?
It's not bad. I mean, I work from home now, so I mean, I could really work from anywhere here in the DMV or around the DMV. I just have to be within like so many miles of work. But no, I definitely like it here. I mean, it's a real like blue collar area. I mean, and I think like especially Baltimore, especially really like, I mean, messes with the type of music that I do, just because it is a real blue collar city. I mean, I felt the same way about Jersey too. And I think like a lot of surrounding cities does are the same way, like Philly and Pittsburgh and all that stuff. So, but no,
I tried to give Baltimore a chance, man. I really did.
Yeah, it's definitely, it just feels like home. Like I've been to DC, and even though DC is I think a smaller city than Baltimore,
yes,
it just doesn't feel the same to me. It's just a different vibe. I don't know, maybe because I've grown up here all my life, but it's just nice. I mean, it's like
you guys have your own. Y'all have your own music, kind of, sort of like, I don't know what it's called, like that little dance
house
music. Yeah. I was telling my mom, I was like, yeah, Baltimore and Jersey, they actually have like this type of house. She was like, is it like go-go? I said, no, we got live bands actually. But you know, I love the vibe in Baltimore. I always wanted to move up there. The only thing stopping me from moving up there is then I'll be too far away from DC. But it's all love up there.
Yeah, no, it's a real good area. I mean, like I said, I'm right outside the city, so I can, when I drive to and from anywhere, I can see the Baltimore skyline. I'm right there, and then we're not far from DC either. If you need to make it out to DC
or New York, it's like
New York too. So it's nice. I mean, we're right in the middle of so much. I mean, if you want to go to the beach, you can go to the beach for a minute. I mean,
I'm from DC, so I ain't trying to get sold on Baltimore.
Baltimore, I mean, it depends on what part you go to. Like Woodlawn is like a cool little area. That's the only area that I know. I think that's the county. That's the county, and my mom used to stay up there, so I used to go out there all the time. Now, when you start going, I forgot what that street was by John Hopkins. I was like, Lord Jesus, what is it? I saw projects. I was like, I had my phone. I was like, is that the projects? You
Yeah.
know, because that's
But
what you, yeah, that's what you know,
I
you
was
hear
totally scared
about.
after one more.
But there's some nice places out there. You just have to know exactly where they're some
Yeah, I
nice
mean,
houses, and they're
Yeah.
cheap. So.
yeah.
I went in one part of Baltimore. They had the doors open. I was like, "Oh, this is nice." I think it was like west side, upper west side. I don't know, but all the houses look the same and nice and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. And the doors was wide open, and I was just like, "Huh, interesting, homely."
Yeah, it is. It definitely does have a real homey vibe to it. I mean, there's a lot of cool places to go. I mean, like Fed Hill. I mean, I'm trying to think of where else. You can go to Canton. I mean, there's a lot of like cool little spots to check out all across the city.
What's your favorite club out there and your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant.
Or where's your favorite place to grab some food or, from out that way? And then your favorite club.
Don't say Fridays.
No. I won't say that. Now they have some really good pizza spots like Brick Oven Pizza over in Fells. If you guys like pizza, it's dope. It's awesome. Probably one of my favorite places to go grab some food there. I do spend a lot of time in Fed Hill with some of the bars there. So you got like Mother's. I'm trying to think what else you got right there. You've got was Mad River. Now it's the Charles is a really cool spot. There's a lot of really like that whole strip in Fed Hill. Is just tons of bars and fun spots to check out. Fed Hill. I promise you will not be disappointed.
I'll be scared going up that motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. It sounds like I would get locked up on that street.
No, you won't. I promise.
So you're originally from Maryland. Do you like seafood, crabs?
Oh, love seafood, crabs. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
I'm usually a little bit too lazy to pick them, so I just want it in like a crab cake. I don't know if you guys ever feel the same way.
What about crab legs? The big snow crab legs
are good too. Yeah, those are good too. Yeah, absolutely.
Crab legs are only good to me when you with the lady.
Yeah.
I don't feel manly eating crab legs like just regular.
Yeah.
I feel like it's got to be like a smooth setting. Right. Crab legs, and you never order them from the restaurants. They always bring out the little ass crab legs.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have a scale like you the wee man at the restaurant. Right. Like, is this supposed to be a pound of crab legs? This is not a pound. When I get them from the grocery store, they're nice and hearty.
Yeah, right. It's like a pound of shell.
Yeah.
A pound of shell. So, did you see Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight?
I actually heard about it because we were out there when it took place. It took place this past weekend, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
Saturday.
We did not see it. We were probably a little bit out of our minds at the point, so we did not catch it.
Listen, so was Deontay Wilder. He got his ass
oh boy,
he got wrong. You know what I'm saying?
All I saw was his eye. I was like, "Is his eye swollen up?" And then the fight was over, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I watched that whole fight. And like that was the first time I watched the whole fight and actually made it, because usually I've been like I get really sleepy and fall asleep before the fights, but I actually made that whole fight and I felt good about myself. It'll probably be my last fight I catch. I'm not a real boxing fan.
Yeah, I've never been big into boxing either. We will watch UFC every once in a while.
Yes.
Oh, listen, I'll watch a good UFC fight.
Blood everywhere. That's
it's rough. It's rough.
And then they'd be kicking the shit out people.
Would you ever do some UFC?
Me?
Yeah.
My brother. I don't know if it's my cup of tea, but my brother actually he joins. He's part of a gym down here where they do some of that fighting stuff, and he's just getting into it. And he seems to really enjoy it. I also have another friend who's been doing it for a little while longer, who is part of the same gym. But I don't know. I'm just music and sports are my thing.
We gotta get Jezabel in there. Jezabel, you gonna do a UFC fight? Hell
yeah, I'm gonna fuck up.
I can't do no UFC fighter. Like I'm so damn lazy. I try to now walk upstairs every day to get myself back in shape and get ready for these tours.
I just want to learn how to kick people that hard. Like they be kicking the shit out of people, like flat foot now. Like
oh yeah. No, I saw one fight where I'm trying to remember. He was a dude. He was a U.S. dude when they were fighting over on that island. When I don't know if they're still doing that when COVID was going on, or even worse. And the dude, like literally, the one guy snapped his arm and he just kept going. Like he was looking at the ref, like, "Are you gonna call this or what?" This dude was savage. Like he's just not gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm not made for it. I'm not made for that lifestyle of like I used to fight all the time when I was younger. And now I just want to just make music and do anything to keep me from getting as tired as possible.
Yeah,
I agree.
fighting is really tiring, especially when you get older. Then your whole body hurts, and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
you need an ice
Absolutely.
bath.
I feel like I was in a fight after Vegas, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, so,
Yes.
so do you have like do you have a goal line ahead? A goal line like were you trying to do something like before a certain age or things like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I got into the game a little bit late. I just turned 30 this year. And I only started making
Okay.
music when I was 28. I know most people probably think I'm a little bit younger, but hopefully
Yes.
I'm a little younger. But
Maybe about 25 something.
When
yeah,
you said 15 years from high school or something, I was like, oh yeah, he's around my age. Okay.
yeah.
But like you didn't have the full beard growing in at the show.
Yeah, no. I was shaved pretty tight. This is a little bit extra from Vegas.
Yeah,
From
you was nice clean cut at the show.
yeah, absolutely.
Hey, listen, that's how I be. Like on the air, I look like I am a mature guy. But when I go out to shows, it's my goal to be carded. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
I'm not doing my thing. I feel like I'm not doing it right if I'm not carded. Even when I just like step into the gas station to get roll-ups and shit like that, I feel like I need to be carded.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, it just feels good. It feels good. Do you have a favorite like designer shoe brand or anything like that?
My friends always get on me for this because I'm bad with shoes. Like I don't know if you guys use Goat or like StockX or anything like that or any of those places.
Yeah, StockX.
Yeah, Jordan. I mean, Jordan 1s, 3s, and 4s are definitely my go-tos. Those are my three favorites.
You a Jordan guy, not a Yeezy guy, not a team.
I don't even have a pair of Yeezys actually. I don't have a pair of Yeezys. No, I have.
Yes, you're not doing anything wrong.
Do Michael Jordan have a diamond song?
I mean, it's the design of his shoes. He just came out with a pair of shoes, and those things are hideous.
You gotta say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
they were
allegedly hideous.
No, they are hideous. Somebody showed them today. They was like, I'm about to get those. I was like, what? Ew.
Well, I will be getting them soon. As my lady, soon as my lady calls me and tells me that she has it, man, I got this lady that gets my shoes for me.
Oh, nice.
They're the 700 V3 Dark Glow.
Need those. I got the glow in the dark ones too. Yeah, I'm waiting for those.
What is that? What is that?
Yeah.
So I have the other black Vantas, and I was looking for those, but I was waiting for the ones that glow. I like the ones that glow now because they make me feel, especially when I walk in the club.
When you say glow, like what parts of them? I don't really.
This is all that.
That's all that sent to me.
On those that what you see in the middle that looks like waves will glow.
Mm-hmm.
And those are not new actually. Those are old, but
well, are they comfortable?
They're reflective, very.
Okay, because comfortability is good. So while I'm calling the shoe hideous, if they're comfortable, by all means, I'd rather be comfortable than uncomfortable.
Oh no, Yeezys are really, really comfortable shoes.
Very much so. Like honestly, I've revamped my whole collection of shoes now to only Yeezys. I only own Yeezys now.
Oh, wow.
And one pair of red Vans because you gotta have a pair of all red shoes. Can't go wrong with that. But yes, I only own all
diehard Kanye fan. Just let that be known. Everybody, he's a diehard Kanye fan. Kanye could make anything and he would support it. And I love that about you.
Not anything, but almost anything. I didn't support the holy hoodies, although I did want one. They sold out. I didn't support the t-shirts because they sold out as well too fast. But not everything. I can't get a hold of everything. Like I'm actually trying to get Kanye to put me on like a personal like list where I get sent those packages that he send out to everyone to make people want to buy them. I would like to be one of those people. Now, is there anybody that you wouldn't mind being a brand ambassador? Have you thought about brand ambassadoring, or do you do any brand ambassadoring?
I don't do anything right now. Actually, I've seen some stuff.
That's so like I don't do shit. I'm just like whatever.
Yeah, I don't really do any brand ambassadoring right now. Not that I wouldn't. I've seen stuff come across Facebook. It's kind of Instagram even that's intrigued my interest on for different companies and stuff like that. Just to make a little extra change on the side, you know what I mean, and help support them at the same time as just getting to wear some fresh stuff at some of the venues. But nah.
I brand ambassador for 3 companies, and right now is a perfect time to shout them out. So let's shout out Persevere Dreams. That's one company right there. You can check them out, perseveredreams.com. Also, the Pad of Pearl, which I always wear something to pad or carrying something to pad. That is the padofpearl.com. You can visit them. And then, of course, there's one company, Sixxcess. I promote their stuff as well. And if you like some cool stuff, like nice little hints and stuff to wear with your girl, it got shirts that say things like, I like head while I'm getting high. I like to play the game, have sex, things like that. They're like real good messages to wear around the house for your girl, and she'll get the hint. You know, so
check the shirt.
Yeah, just like this one like, you know, so every once in a while, the shirts are actually really get me really good lucky around the house. So
there you go.
Get some of those. But like those are some companies I brand ambassador for. I actually like brand ambassadoring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So cool. When we got to get you down in Atlanta. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Like I said, I will be getting married in a month from now. We'll be on a honeymoon after that. But
congratulations again.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that a lot. But yeah, anytime after that, I'm definitely down to come down. I just know these next 2 weeks are going to be absolutely, and 3 weeks are going to be crazy with all kind of stuff we got to figure out. But like I said, still have a show. Hopefully get even another one before the wedding and all that.
Yeah.
Trying to pack in as much as I can. Trying to get out all this new music, trying to still do another video after that. Maybe even two videos. Just trying to keep plugging away, trying to keep up with that pace of, even though we got a lot going on, still trying to keep up with doing a song every week. Just trying to stay as busy as humanly possible.
Well, that's what's up, bruh. So, of course, I don't know how often you watch this show, but at this time, it's something that I got to let everybody know. Jezabel, are you ready for this week's Huffington Post? Now, there was a video that came to me this week that I have to address. There was a young lady who bought 2 bags for $50, and when she opened them, it was just toilet paper inside the bags.
What do you mean?
She just had toilet paper. The weed guy sold her just toilet paper. He didn't even give her real weed. And she didn't even think to check the bag when she was on site. But I guess she was thinking she was catching a major deal for getting 2 bags that obviously look like KD bags for $50. I mean, who does that?
She didn't open it and smell it?
She opened them in the car, and when she opened them in the car, they might as well have been something from the bar because all they had was pieces of paper. She could have took that paper out and rolled a cigar, but she wouldn't have got high or nothing, I tell you that. But that is an interesting concept because...
Did she get out the car and go back? Well, let me wait.
Yeah, because that's what brought me to this week's Huffington Post. Let me tell y'all this story, guys. I get a call, and I'm thinking to myself, well, Cowboys played the game of the week. This was yesterday. I had to completely alter my Huffington Post because yesterday was completely the worst thing that could ever happen to me. So let me tell y'all, guys, I am sitting there, and I'm like, the Cowboys played the game of the week. I would call my weed man. He's not around, and I don't care because, I have several weed men at my disposal. When I go down my call log, I'm going down them. Well, I said one of them I hadn't seen in a while. You guys remember, that's right. I told y'all Fairburn was on a 2-week notice about 3 weeks ago. Well, I decided to give old Fairburn a call, and Fairburn didn't give me a Fairburn at all. I actually had to meet him down in a little city called Peachtree City. So I kind of thought it would be cool, seeing as how Justin Bieber just said he get his peaches down in Georgia and his weed in California, and he got the new weed strand out now, Peaches. So when I head to Peachtree City, obviously I'm going to get some good gas. I asked him what he had. He told me runts. Well, I'm learning now. Runts is just code for fronts or nuts or nuts or nuts. Because when I pulled up, the bag was sealed, and it was sealed in a very peculiar way. I could not open the bag to smell it, guys. It was burnt. The seal had been sealed. Now, surely I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to get toilet paper because I looked at the bottom of the bag and it's still see-through. So I see weed. But I'm thinking to myself, why wouldn't he allow me to smell it?
Yeah. You ain't going to put him on a Huffington Post.
So I got home, and immediately what I did was ripped open the burnt part of the bag. And I went to smell and I said, okay, it smells okay. I roll it up and I'm surely like, this isn't, that's the taste test. This isn't runts at all. So then now, guys, one of the most weirdest things happened to me that has never happened to me smoking runts. I fell asleep mid-J. And then I woke up and I felt sick all of a sudden.
What?
And I wondered to myself, what did he give me? So naturally, what I have to do, what any man has to do, roll up another J, hit it with the wife, and see if she gets the same feel that I get. She feels sick. Okay. So, guys, I got to tell y'all, I don't know what Fairburn is selling me or was trying to, but now they are on my banned list. I don't know what strand it was, but it wasn't no goddamn runts. It wasn't even grunts. It wasn't even fronts. It was just nothing that I would ever want to experience again.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
It made me feel like I wasted $60. I actually called and said, damn, I got for $60. And I thought to myself, what's a better way to spend $60? Now, weed is bad when I say these 3 words. I want to quit.
Come on over there.
So that was this week's Huffington Post. Yes, that was yesterday when I bought that. So yes, that's why today was no smoking on the air. I literally was so sick all day today. I had to clean out my whole system and just give myself a fresh start. And then I will be starting back up tomorrow with new locations, new things, guys, because I have never felt that sick after smoking in my life. So, yeah, I know the weed was bad.
Sorry you went through
and
that.
that was this week's Huffington Post. Fairburn is not giving a fair burn at all. It's actually a bad burn, a negative burn. It's actually a non-positive burn. It's actually one of those burns that are just flat out dysfunctional. So if you're ever in Fairburn, you have the right to yell, "That's not fair," on account of me. All right, guys? That was this week's Huffington Post. So I'm on it. Have you ever found any trees that made you just sick to your stomach?
I have never experienced that before, man. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah, like I was sick to my stomach. I was like, what the heck? I tried to eat, maybe that'll counter it. And this is like, it didn't work, guys. It didn't work. I was sick as shit.
Yeah. That happened to me in Vegas. My first time in Vegas, I was so pressed to smoke that I bought weed from a random person and I got sick and I literally had to stop smoking for the rest of my trip. My friends were like, "You not smoking?" I'm like, "No, like I don't know what he sold me, but it made me like nauseous and it just made me feel bad." But quick question. Now, are they on the ban list or just the 2-week?
Nah. I can't buy no more trees from that side of town. It's official. Okay. After I told y'all that they was before I put them on the 2-week. I put them on a 2-week notice 2 weeks ago. And they was already on a decline to get on the list. See, like you have to, you don't just get on the Huffington Post from one bad experience. It's like it got to be a buildup. Like you get a try again, you get a try again. Of course, you get that initial call. You got something different. If you say you got something different and it gives me the same feel, then now I understand. Hey, you might just want to be Huff. You might just want to get Huff off. When I was in Orlando, I had to concede to the fact that it's a CBD state. So I just had to lick my wounds like a cat, my wounds, and take what I had to take. But I refuse to take it in Fairburn. I refuse to take it down here. Now, this is a CBD state, so it kind of gave me the CBD vibe, right? Yeah. That's what it feels like. There's some damn CBD, and it was interesting that the bag was burnt clothes. And for that, you just have to go on the banned list, and that's not the banned list. That's the banned list. Case is closed. I would never refer Fairburn to anyone. As a matter of fact, and if you guys, you know how I usually like to tell people to, if they want to prove me wrong, I'm okay on it. I'm okay on it. Don't even. If I think you're in that area, I'm not even going that way. Even if you're not from that area and you want me to meet you over there, I'm gonna think you went over there and got it, and want me to meet you over there. So I'm not gonna even do it.
Hey, that's fair, man. That's fair.
That's how it is. It's the only thing fair about Fairburn.
Yeah.
That idea.
Right.
So I want it. Tell everybody where they can find you, how to find you.
You can find me on all streaming platforms at ImOnIt. ImOnIt. You got me on IG, Instagram at ImOnIt410. Same thing on Facebook. You'll find me at ImOnIt. ImOnIt410. And YouTube as well as ImOnIt410. Hopefully have another video dropping this year, if not 2, along with a lot of new tracks coming out in the next couple of weeks. Because I've been storing some stuff up since we had Vegas and a lot of stuff in between.
Yeah.
I've been storing up a lot of stuff. So I think there's going to be a bunch of new music coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And like I said, you're going to try to book some more shows as well. And just keep it moving.
Nice. And I'm gonna definitely keep locked in with you. I'm gonna send you some stuff in your DM too, bro.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
we
you.
gotta work. We gotta get some stuff. We got like real life, take to the next level. Jezabel, what you got coming up?
Well, you guys, I am working on a project and I can't talk too much about it, but outside of that, make sure you guys tune in to Live 365 to hear your song spinning. Independent artists, as I stated before, if you have been on this show, if you have been on this platform, if you came into the studio and did interviews with us, please send us your music so that we could put it in streaming. Also, if you haven't done an interview, we'll go ahead and get that done because we will put your music in rotation. We Lit Wednesdays next week. We have a special guest, little surprise. I'm not dropping too much information for people, simply because
we have haters.
Surprise.
We have haters now.
Definitely. And you haters keep on hating. But don't forget to catch Sixxcess every day on. Now, hold on, Six. Did I miss you on Saturday or something?
Nope. I actually Dream's birthday was Saturday, so we took off. I took off on Saturday.
I thought I was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I tripping? Because my phone was busy, but I didn't hear you, and I was like, dang, I missed Sixxcess. Because Saturdays are my day to listen to you. But you guys just stay tuned in with us, and like Sixxcess says, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Check out our website www.bossbizent.com. Also, check out Live 365. We lit. Shout out to Israel. And also, I want to say happy birthday to my soul sister, T. Rhonda. She's a RN, so she's out here saving lives. So I wanted to give her a birthday shout out. And I want to shout out one other person, M3 Monty. He's definitely been putting in a lot of work with me behind the scenes. So I wanted to give him a shout out as well.
Nice. M3 Monty. M3, nice. Now, my boy is definitely been holding us down since day 1, day uno. Actually, he been holding us down since day 0. Since that was like ground zero. Like, and that's crazy, man. Like, yes, y'all know, hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, y'all already know, definitely check me out on Hip Hop 95. Every day except Sunday, pretty much. You know how that go. Also, send us your music, because Live 365 not only has just got way litter because Boss Biz Radio is on it, but it just got way better because not only is Boss Biz on it, but you guys are on it. So share it up, run it up, because that's all BDS. And we're gonna get you with your ASCAP BMI. I always recommend ASCAP. I'm on it, you already know. So of course, I know some of you guys don't see me with my J today, and that's not usual. But like I said, today was me getting myself back together day, But I will be back to my normal self next week. You sure to be tuned in. All right. I don't know who we got coming in next week. I want to keep it a surprise too, just like Jezabel. But you guys make sure you have those notification buttons hit so y'all know. And at this time, y'all should be flicking off those ashes, throwing those roaches in the roach tray. You should have already followed I'm on it by now. And you already know. Getting ready to roll up another one. Because I ain't. And we out. Holla.
Thank you guys again. Appreciate it. It was
you lit, boy.
Thank you for coming on. I hope you enjoy your wedding.
Yep, I will.
Yes, enjoy the wedding. We gotta bring you back as a newlywed.
Right?
Yes.
No, we will.
I'm gonna do it in December. We're gonna see how much hair you got on your head then.
Oh, I got a full head right now.
Yeah, we're gonna see where's that then in December.
Right.
All right, Brody. Congratulations again, bro.
Yes,
guys.
congrats. Bye,
Hey, look,
guys.
I've been in now 15 years now, Murray. 15 years. Yeah, bro.
I don't know what the secret is.
yeah. I'm gonna inbox you.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, yo. We out.
All right. See you guys.
All right, bye.